Welcome to another episode of the Moore Center Community Spotlight. I'm your host, Teresa Dinesi, and I'm thrilled to welcome today our brand new board chair, Arthur Sullivan of Brady Sullivan Properties. Welcome, Arthur.
Well, thank you very much.
Tell me a little bit about Brady Sullivan and what you do there.
Well, at Brady Sullivan, we've been buying and repositioning real estate for probably about 30, 40 years now, so very active in the local market.
Wonderful. And how and when did you first become involved with the Moore Center? How did that sort of start with you?
Well, that's kind of interesting that you asked that, because I can remember back about over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, when Ron Covey asked me to go take a look at this Moore Center, which I never even heard who they were or what they were all about. And at the facility there, they had over entire staff, and the fact that they were planning a big capital campaign, and he wasn't quite sure that was a building they should be spending the money in. Would I go and take a look at it and give my opinion? And that's what I did, and that's how I kind of one thing led to another, and sooner or later I was on the board and development committee and so on and so forth.
Wonderful. And how many years?
Now
you're the chair.
Right.
Well, wonderful. How long have you been involved with the Moore Center now?
So Paul tells me I've been around for a little over 10 years, so on the board it's in some capacity, so it's been a while.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So you're a very well-respected businessman in the community. What do you think it is about the Moore Center that sort of sets it apart from nonprofits in general, or what makes it such an effective organization in your opinion?
Well, I think a lot of people probably know my feeling about the Moore Center, in fact, that they truly run as a business, and I'm very appreciative of that, because I think it's very important that we respected what our donors provide us for opportunities for our clients, and I think it's great. They really are acting more like a business than a nonprofit.
In terms of their efficiency.
And their efficiencies and the way they go about doing business.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And you're a Manchester native, is that correct, in here in New Hampshire?
That is correct.
What does that mean to you to be able to give back to your community right in your own backyard? That must be especially meaningful to you.
Yeah, and I think that especially with the Moore Center, I think the Moore Center and the client base that they serve is something that, there's plenty of need in our local community. I'm glad it's being fulfilled by such a great organization.
Mm-hmm. You've had opportunities in the past to sort of interact with some of the staff, if I'm correct. I believe you had an experience in one of the staff residences where you actually saw people in action working with the clients. And I'm wondering, what was your opinion of how the staff really interact with the men and women that they support?
It's unbelievable. I mean, they treat our clients like they're the most special people in the world, and they really are. They are very special. And it's not just another day of work for our staff members. They just go over and above to make sure that our clients receive the very best service, and that they truly have a life that is so deserving by everyone.
Yeah, it seems like they really put their heart and soul into their positions. I know all the different team members that I've had the opportunity to interact with, they certainly just have such passion for what they do. It's wonderful to see that.
It is, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So any plans from an eagle eye perspective as board chair of how you want to sort of see the organization go in the future, or any grand plans out there for you?
Well, certainly I think that, probably the momentum for the seniors has been pretty on top of the list of things that we want to expand and continue. There's obviously a big need for elderly people to be able to stay at their home and not necessarily go into nursing facilities.
Right.
So that's something I think that will be
one of the initiatives.
One of the initiatives.
Right. Certainly some of the programs that the Moore Center supports not only are for developmentally disabled men and women, also early intervention services for children, as well as senior services trying to keep people in their homes independently. So it's a wide variety of audiences that they serve.
It truly is.
Which is actually really one of the wonderful things about the organization as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Arthur, I'm curious, with all your years with your involvement with the Moore Center, has there been any kind of experience that has sort of stuck out to you that's been really meaningful or impactful?
Yes, absolutely. It has been, and one that I'm very happy to share with you, because it's something that I think about often, because I have this photograph I'm about to show you in my office, and it's in a prominent place that I'm able to sometimes just think about, what we're all about being at the Moore Center. But there was a client who actually had never stepped a toe in the ocean, and wanted so badly to be able to do that. And the problem was, she was wheelchair bound. Even a normal wheelchair couldn't go through the sand to get her into the water. So the Moore Center developed a way of building a very radical wheelchair that we were able to push her into the water for the first time in her life ever. She was able to touch the water. And that was just such a phenomenal moment for her.
You have a photograph of that?
I do.
Can I?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's quite incredible. That
really
must have
is.
really,
Yeah,
I can
it's
understand
really
why that has really resonated with you all these
very
years.
heartfelt.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and that's the Moore Center right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Arthur Sullivan, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all your service to the Moore Center. And we look forward to seeing you continue on as chairman of the board.
Well, my pleasure. I hope I meet everybody's expectations in doing so.
I'm certain you will.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Teresa Dainese. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. The Moore Center is a nonprofit statewide organization with a legacy of serving others for over 60 years. We provide compassionate, high-quality, cost-effective services to people of all ages, from early intervention services for children, to programs and services for adults with developmental disabilities, to home care services for seniors wishing to remain independent in their own homes. We also provide training for the human services workforce. To learn more about this award-winning nonprofit organization and its rich history of creating opportunities for a good life, please visit us at morecenter.org.